What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the second part of the two-part series of my Interrail guide. Obviously, if you've not seen the first video, go and check it out. We basically discussed everything to do with Interrail online. So planning your trip, booking your trip, how you do reservations, if you want to get some inspiration for where you want to visit. That was all involved in the first episode of this two-part series. Today we are going to be discussing what happens when Interrail deliver you some packages like all of this stuff that I have got here, and obviously we're going to be discussing the app. We're going to be discussing how to pack for your Interrail trip, filling out your form, which is actually a really big one, how you actually fill out the Interrail form. Also the train format, what happens when you get to the train station, how do you notice where your train is? Is it all in foreign language? Will you be able to figure it out? And obviously just a few security bits in terms of Interrailing. But if you have enjoyed the series so far and you have found it useful, be sure to drop a like on the video before we jump into it. Let's just jump straight into what happens when Interrail deliver your pack. Okay, so the day has come where Interrail deliver your stuff. You're going to get a pack. I don't think I've included everything in this pack, but I can't find the other thing. So if you have actually Interrailed and there was something that I have not got in my hand right here, be sure to let me know. I know there's a wristband, but that's kind of irrelevant. I just didn't get a wristband because I ordered through myinterrail.co.uk, which I mentioned in the first video. So if you have missed that, go and check it out. It's basically to do with the country you are from. You can use different websites. I didn't get a wristband, my girlfriend did, and I was a bit jealous about that, to be honest. But this is the main stuff that you actually get when Interrail deliver your pack. So you obviously get a pass guide. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think I've ever read this. I'll just have a quick flick through it. So like how to use our Interrail pass in 3 steps, how the Interrail pass works, pass benefits and conditions of use. It's got like pass validity, stuff like that, how to use your pass, sending it off, how the pass works. I'm not going to lie to you, it's pretty self-explanatory, and it's pretty much all the stuff I'm going to mention in this video. So if I show you this, there'll be no point in the video, so let's just throw that over there. The next thing you'll probably notice, which is what I actually went for, I kind of ignored my pass. Most people probably go for the pass first. I ignored my pass and I went for the guide and then the map. You will also get an Interrail map, which looks something like that, and it's one of these things that folds out. You're not going to be able to see me for a minute. Some of you will probably like that. You get this map and it's basically, I can't even see myself, it basically gives you the full map of Europe, and obviously you can see I've drawn on my map, and if you flip it over it gives you, I think that's the distance in terms of hours. You'll be able to see it yourself. It basically on the first page it just shows you all the train routes between different countries, and then if you flip it around it actually tells you the journey times between key areas, key places that people visit. So the map's actually really useful for when you're planning your trip and whilst you're there, just to see which route you might be taking. Maybe there's a good photo opportunity, or maybe there's something along the way which you didn't expect to jump out on and you want to know where you are. Take the map with you, it comes in really handy. Now, kind of goes without saying, the most important part is this, your Interrail pass. It literally looks like that. You open it up, and obviously I'm going to blur out certain things, so let me just cover this with my hand. Okay, so the pass itself looks like that. I'm not too sure if it's a bit too bright, but obviously it just tells you, like, it tells you along here somewhere. I really can't see what I'm pointing to. Basically the travel dates that it's valid for. Along the bottom it tells you a bit of stuff, how much it was. It says you can have 1 inbound and 1 outbound journey within your country, how long you're traveling for, how long it's valid, and the class type that you've got, which is pretty irrelevant. You know, obviously that's just for the ticket inspectors to look at. One of the main parts is this part down here. So your pass is up here, this is down here. This is where you fill out all of the trips you go to, and as you can see on this side, you get them stamped by the ticket inspectors. It is absolutely vital to fill this part in before you board the train, or if we're at a push, which is what I do most of the time. When I sit down, as soon as I sit down, I'll write out this little section, because if that ticket inspector comes along, some of these people are not very friendly people. He will have a go at you if you've not filled this out. And there was actually one quick story. I can't remember where we were traveling to, but basically my girlfriend filled hers out. She was filling mine out as well for me, as I was just sorting a few other things out. She got distracted, forgot to fill mine out. She actually just put the first station and not where we were going to. and the ticket inspector wasn't too pleased, so please be sure to fill that out. It just saves a lot of hassle. And one final thing, if you are actually going to Amsterdam, this little barcode on the back is really important, because in Amsterdam they have like ticket scanning barriers. Put this Interrail pass on it, scans you can go right through. Perfect, you don't actually have to fill it out, you literally just put it down and you can use it within any station within the Netherlands, I believe, within Holland, within Amsterdam, within any of them places. Amsterdam is probably the main one, and it does actually work in Amsterdam, so that's really handy to know. Now obviously I mentioned reservations in the first video. They are very important. You can do them beforehand, which I did recommend if you do know where you are going, but I also said you can do it when you're there if you need to. We did numerous times and it wasn't bad. We went in the peak of summer as well, so it's not as if it gets too busy. Basically your reservations just look like small paper tickets like this. If I just change the brightness on the camera, you'll probably be able to see it a bit better. So they just look like regular train tickets. It tells you like where you're going from, how, you know, where you're going from, where you're going to, which coach you're on, which seats you're on, the date, the class, how much it cost you, etc. Some of them are obviously ones that I've been sent. Let's see what this one is. This is one I got sent in the post by them because I'd done beforehand. And then if you actually go to some places and get them abroad, whilst you're there, they will actually give you them in like a nice little pouch like this that opens up. This was really handy because we just kept all the reservations in here. And some of them, this was the Amsterdam to Cologne in Germany. Obviously the guy was very, very handy. He actually told us what coach we were on. What's this? Actually, that was the coach we were on. That was the train or the platform, I think that was 2B. And then obviously the time, our seats as well. He's highlighted everything for us. Some of these people are really handy. Some are just straight to the point and get the job done. Now some of the best ones are actually in Germany. If you're in Germany, go to the DB, I think it's called like that, or the D-Bahn or something like that, the office in all the train stations, and they actually have a section dedicated to Interrail. The people speak really good English. It's really, really helpful. They're really helpful for you. They'll just give you time. You queue for a bit of time, maybe 10 minutes or something like that, but you do get first-hand customer experience, customer service, whatever you want to call it. It's really helpful, so do use that rather than just, you know, rushing things. Give yourself a bit of time and go and visit these guys because they are really helpful. Okay, so you've had a look at your pass, you've had a look at your reservations. Now, what is another thing that you need to do? Now, I'm just looking at my phone, just getting it up. One of the really cool things and the most important things I downloaded was the Rail Planner app. I believe if you type in Interrail or EU Rail, it does come up, and basically it's everything that I've shown you. I'm just gonna again turn the brightness down so you can see this a bit better, and then turn it up slightly. It's basically everything that I've shown you online, just in an app form, so you can actually just search for the trains, where you're going to and from, and obviously the time. Now, I don't believe you can do reservations on this. It does say that you can, and it's new. I'm not too sure if you can. International trains, let me just try. It brings up like this big message. Apparently you can actually now do seat reservations on this, which is pretty cool. It does actually look like you can. When I went, I don't think you could, but it is really useful because it does actually just give you the exact trains and the times and everything. It's really handy, and you can literally, if you're in a country, you want to find out what time a train is to a certain destination in a couple of days' time, you just go on this, you go to the train station, you reserve if you want, and it's really, really handy app. It's basically everything that you get online, apart from you also get it in an app, which is really useful. One of the cool features is if you go to this nearby feature, which is in the menu on the side, it says nearby, you can actually then see all the train stations that are nearby you, and obviously what type of requirements there are. Like some trains don't need reservations, other ones do, and it literally just shows you exactly where all the train stations are, and if they're in circulation, you know, if they are actually running, if they're not, some of them are shut, etc. And you can literally do this for all over the world. So I was in Liverpool then, that's because that's where I'm based, but if I'm just zooming into Brussels right now, you can see in Brussels, that was a place that we went to. We flew into Brussels. You can see it just shows you all the train station places, and it'll obviously show you your location. I didn't show you because then you'll know where I live, but it does actually show you your location, so that is a really handy feature. Now, you've probably watched a couple of videos by now on Interrail, and you've probably heard the amount of people saying pack light, pack light, pack light. I can't stress it enough, pack light. You think, oh, I'm not going to have my bag that much, I'll be on the train, I can put it down, or I can, you know, get straight to the hostel or hotel or wherever I'm staying, couch surf, the Airbnb, whatever, I'll just put it there and I won't need it for days. Trust me, you will need to pack light because you will have your bag on your back a lot more than you thought. I was one of them. I thought, oh, I'll get on the train, I'll be able to dump it and it's perfectly fine, sorted. No, it really isn't that easy. You do have your bag on you a lot of the time. I'm not saying it's like hiking around with a big bag. It's not that bad. You do actually get to put it down from time to time, but obviously moving between places, moving from hostels or your accommodation to the train station, maybe changing platforms, you've got to be able to sometimes, don't want to scare you, but sometimes you will have to run to catch your next train or something like that. And the one last thing you want is a bag that's, 15 kilos overweight because you wanted to take an extra, pair of shoes, you wanted to take loads of accessories, whatever. Just pack light. Now, probably one of the biggest concerns is the train format. When you get there, how do you know what train to get on? Is it all in foreign language? Is it clear? To be honest, yes. There was only maybe 1 or 2 places, and it was for local transportation that it wasn't clear. So it wasn't even to do with Interrail. It was like when we were in Cologne, we were using the local U-Bahn, I think it was called, and it just wasn't clear at times which line you had to be on, and the lines were all interconnecting. It was quite difficult to figure out, but apart from that, the actual Interrail trains themselves are really easy to actually figure out. It literally doesn't take much time at all. You literally go to the train station. Some of the trains have different names, but if you match it up with the app, that's why the app is so important. If you see you're on a 12:32 train, and there's only one 12:32 train on the board, you go to that one. If you see you're on a 12:32, there's 2 12:32s on the board. One's going to Barcelona, the other one's going to Prague, and you're getting off in Berlin. You know you're getting on the Prague one because it's going in that direction. Barcelona is in the complete other direction. And if worse comes to worse, just ask someone, show them the train code. That's a really important one. So whilst you probably ignore the train codes when you're looking online or you're looking on the app, they're actually really handy because it does help you distinguish which train you need to get on. And finally, before you go and enjoy your Interrail trip, or if you are literally on it, just be safe with your Interrail stuff, with your money, your passport, your luggage. Just keep an eye on it. It's very easy to get caught up in the moment and have loads of fun and just, I'll think, I'll just lash my phone, my wallet in my pocket quite loose. Europe is known for pickpocketers. Just be safe, put it in your bag. It takes an extra 10 seconds. It really is straightforward. Don't just lash your bag and forget where you've put it. Put it somewhere where you know you're going to remember it, or put it in storage. It really doesn't cost much. Some places like €2 a day, and to have that extra security for all of your belongings, the stuff that actually gets you home, the stuff that gets you to your next destination, your money that pays for the whole trip, it's really worth it, to be honest. Okay, so that's everything. I hope these 2 videos have been handy. If you obviously missed the first one, go and check it out. I've gave a lot of tips on Interrail and over these 2 videos, and obviously just have a great time on your Interrail trip. And be sure to comment down below if you've done a trip or if you're planning one. Be sure to comment any questions as well. Drop a like on the video if you have found it handy and useful and inspiring maybe. And obviously be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And I'm also going to be doing videos on travel vlogs, as I said, going to a few destinations, and obviously destinations I've visited. Also go and follow me on my social media. There will be links to my Instagram and Twitter, some nice travel pictures on the Instagram, so go and follow me on there. But thank you all for watching, guys, and until next time, goodbye.